Well, an update now on the situation in the county of Two Hills, where manure was placed in a field in the fall and with the spring melt was washed into nearby water supplies. In an email to Newcap Television, Alberta Health Services says the lab results from water samples reveal the absence of both total and fecal coliforms. These samples were taken from the two closest well sites. The test for such bacteria is the main indicator of the probability of drinking water. Continued well water testing has been recommended as a precaution until flood waters ease. Well, many Lloydminster residents may have hoped they didn't have to hear the word taxes until next tax season. However, the meat of last night's council meeting was a detailed discussion on the mill rate bylaw, which, as Josh Ryan explains, has short-term pain in hopes of long-term benefit.
After passing through second and third reading, the 2018 mill rate bylaw is now in place. That means taxes are going up in Lloydminster.
It's simply a fact of life. If you want the services that are here for us in this community, and that includes, the roads, water, sewer, police protection, recreation, all those pieces that go there, it comes at a cost. And I don't think we can say that, only this group of people will pay for it all.
Residential properties will see an increase of 11.5%, plus or minus the change in assessment value. For example, a house valued at $350,000 whose assessment dropped by 4% would pay $18 instead of $30 extra per month in taxes.
I've just never seen it that I can recall in the last 25 years in the city of Lloydminster.
The reasoning for increasing the mill rate this much is twofold. It starts with the decline in land sales, which have helped keep property taxes low in the past.
What happened 2 years ago was very clear. We didn't have any land sales. This past year has been very slim for land sales. So how do you manage that when it's that up and down? It doesn't work in a budgetary cycle.
The city can also no longer rely on revenue from utilities, which will go towards payments on the wastewater treatment plant.
We have to wean ourselves off of those funds so we can make those payments as well as make future upgrades to our utilities.
This decision is aimed at making the city's budgeting more sustainable in the future and will bring on more scrutiny over which projects are chosen any given year.
You can't always have everything in 1 year. You've got to work through life to pick and choose as you go along, but you can only afford so many priorities every year.
And while no one will rejoice at this tax increase, council members believe the city is prepared for such a change at this time.
We're also at a point where we're fortunate because there is a bit of an uptick in the economy as well.
We still have very competitive tax rates relative to most other places in Alberta and Saskatchewan. I'm not happy about it, but I am proud of the fact that this is the right direction of where we need to go to get our city to a sustainable funding source that's going to work now and into the future.
Josh Ryan, Newcap News.
Well, the 4th annual Stuff the Cruiser event is taking place this weekend to support local families around Lloydminster. The Lloydminster and District Co-op are once again hosting the event. People can either bring donations from home or purchase a donation bag from there.
There's also going to be a barbecue there put on by the citizens on patrol. They're going to have hot dogs and hamburgers, so it'll be a great thing if you are hungry to come down. You can feed yourself there. It's a great thing to help support the citizens in our community that want to help the police. It's a great thing to partner with our citizens to make sure that Lloydminster is safe.
And in past years, residents of Lloydminster have stuffed up to 14 cruisers at the event. Kersinger hopes to keep the momentum going.
The food that's going to be raised is in partnership with the Salvation Army Food Bank. We do see that they go through a large quantity of food, especially when things aren't exactly going great in the economy. So making sure that we're able to keep their levels high so that they're able to meet those needs.
This time of the year is when supplies gathered around Christmas time starts to run out. Items the Salvation Army are looking for include hygiene products and non-perishable foods. The event runs Saturday from 11 until 3. Well, Holy Rosary High School is preparing to fly 2 new flags outside their building that carry a lot of meaning for staff and students. Alberta's Lieutenant Governor Lois Mitchell is part of the ceremony where the Métis and Treaty 6 flags will be flown. They will be placed between the existing provincial colors and raised as part of the school's efforts to create awareness and acceptance of all cultures.
History of Canada wasn't always known. So it's now becoming known, it's becoming a big movement. Everybody's starting to learn it. So it's a big thing, and it's a nice time to be able to put our flags up.
Young adding that all cultures are invited to celebrate during the ceremony.
We have all the kids wanting to wear their traditional day skirts and their traditional regalia, and I've invited the kids from across our school that come from all over the world to wear whatever they have, whatever cultural suit they have or whatever cultural clothes they wear or sport. So
the flags are the same that have been flying at the Lakeland College campus in September. The ceremony begins at 10 a.m. next Wednesday and is open to the public. Well, 5 students from Holy Rosary are getting ready to show off their skills on a provincial stage after winning big at the Lakeland Regional Skills Competition. Holy Rosary took home 5 medals in Vermilion last month, including gold in culinary, thanks to grade 10 student Michaela McPherson. Though the competition was tough, McPherson says her classes prepped her to end up on top.
I think it helped a lot, especially when I got there. There was new things I had to adapt to, like the judges, they had told me, like, for example, I had to scale down my recipes, which I hadn't done before, so that kind of threw me off a little bit, but then I just did the best I could.
Our culinary kids, they love doing their cooking classes with me. The bakers have a finesse when it comes to their pastries and things like that.
Holy Rosary will be well represented at provincials later this month, with 5 students competing in culinary, baking, photography, and public speaking.
I'm uber proud. I'm extremely proud. For the kids to even step out of the box and to try to compete, period, that already puts them in a totally different caliber of student.
Provincials will take place on May 31st in Edmonton. Well, we have one pup and one cat to tell you about in this week's Pet Project. Yasmin is a lovable feline who spends most of the day playing, and Buffalo is a gentle giant who loves to be outdoors. Here's John from the SPCA.
Yasmin is one feline with a huge heart. This 1-year-old cat just loves to be around people. She's always right at the front of her kennel, rubbing against the bars to get your attention. Once you have her in your arms, she'll purr non-stop. Yasmin is a super playful girl too. She's extremely inquisitive and loves to explore. Everything is one big game to Yasmin, and all she needs now is someone to join in the fun with her. This is one feline that will add some extra spice to your life and keep you on your toes. Yasmin is one cat you don't want to miss out on, so make a special trip to the SPCA and meet this fabulous girl today. If you're looking for a fun, loving, and laid-back dog to join you for some summer adventures, then you just have to meet Buffalo. This handsome fellow enjoys meeting new people. Everyone is a friend to Buffalo, and he'll show you how much he appreciates you by staying right by your side all day long. Buffalo loves being outside, whether it's playing fetch or just laying on the ground soaking up the sunshine. This is a dog that's full of love, and all he needs now is someone to share it with. Be sure to stop by the SPCA and meet Buffalo today.
This is Newcap Sports.
Well, Cold Lake is quickly becoming a well-known hotbed for the sport of rugby, and this weekend kicked off its high school and junior high seasons in customary tournament fashion, but with an added twist. Cold Lake is host to the tournament every year, but the 2018 version held special meaning for the rugby community.
This year's tournament is really special because we have renamed our tournament to be the Shaw Cup. And the Shaw Cup this year has been named in honor of Mr. Kerry Shaw, who's one of our founding fathers, if you will, of rugby in Cold Lake.
Nearly 2 decades ago, Shaw developed a vision for what youth rugby would look like in Cold Lake.
He started with some youth development camps that I helped him with, and he had started the Lakeland Development Association that had a strong youth component. And so because of that work and all the tireless hours and a lot of personal money even invested in kit and supporting youth, we've decided to honor him at this tournament.
And the organizing committee did honor his legacy with spectacular turnout of the Shaw Cup. Over 200 players participated in the event, which will help bring more notoriety to local clubs.
It was our first foray with our Penguins Rugby Club into U15. It's fantastic for the kids to get their first hits, their first experience in the game, and also, I think most importantly, also starting to educate the community about the game of rugby.
We'll have more about the surprise victors of the Shaw Cup tomorrow on Newcap News.
This is Newcap Weather with Gerard Lampa.
Welcome back, everyone. As quick as it started, sunshine already streaming in from the northwest, and those isolated pockets of thunder showers pushed off to south of the city. Some of them are pushed quite southeast, actually. So that's all good in the scheme of things there. We welcome those rain showers to just cool things down. Let's look at the next 24 hours and put this map into motion there. And it's still just a mix of sun and cloud going forward in advance of the next system that's pushing out from the southwest there. And we'll see this map stopping probably around 6 o'clock tomorrow evening thereabouts, and just off of the southwest there, probably just crossing the QE2. So that'll set things up for Thursday, probably at various points on Thursday. Should be similar to what we're seeing today. Some of them light and some of them just hidden in there, some more heavier pockets possible, but certainly it'll help freshen things up. And with the 20-degree weather that's on tap for the weekend, we will welcome that. A bit cooler tomorrow, even 14 at the moment. Well, 14 tomorrow for ourselves, Marwayne areas, 14 out to Lacklebish, just 12 in Edmonton possible tomorrow, 15 in Vegreville, 13 for Wainwright, 14 from Provost, Macklin areas, and looking into Saskatchewan now, 14 at Green Lake, 12 at Isle Cross tomorrow, 13 at St. Walburg, Maidstone, and 15 possible in the Battlefords area. Let's head across the country then, stop off in Vancouver, mainly sunny skies, sitting at 17, 23 a mix of sun and cloud for Edmonton, 17 in Whitehorse, mainly clear evening on the way in Yellowknife for their +9, mainly sunny skies in Winnipeg for 18, showers, light showers, similar to what we're seeing here, 15 in Regina at the moment. Let's head to Pearson International, Toronto, mainly sunny for 14, 18 in Quebec, mainly sunny skies, 9 in Halifax, and mainly clear evening as well for St. John's there, sitting at 4, and out to Iqaluit, they're at -6. Come on back to the prairies then and check out the Battlefords. Sunshine, 14, winds west at about 9 kilometers per hour, low UV index readings, and of course as we get closer and closer into summer, we'll expect those to go up, so keep your favorite sunscreen, keep it on tap there. 2 as what we're settling for in the early hours of tomorrow morning, staying mainly clear. And then looking for 15 tomorrow as your daytime high, Battlefords, Unity, Maidstone, St. Walburg areas. 24 is where Cold Lake has pushed up 2 parts of the Lakeland region, and they too had some light showers, and once that was going on, things cooled off, but now the showers are over. They're rebounding nicely with sunshine. 1 in the early hours of the morning, and then just 14 tomorrow possible. Winds east and northeast anywhere from 9 to 17 kilometers per hour for Cold Lake, Bonneville, St. Paul, Lacklebish areas. We're at 15 at the moment, Lloydminster, the Midwest region. Winds are strong out of the west, getting sometimes into the 40K range. Some of those gusts are pushing in around 45 kilometers per hour. The light thunder showers, those have pushed off to the south and southeast there. And then 2 is what we'll settle for in the early hours of the morning. But look at how the showers have just cooled things down from the 23 that we were at just around 4, 5 o'clock even. So that's a change out of 8 degrees in the last 2 hours there. But should rebound nicely. Should be a great evening on tap there now that this has happened. 14 is what we'll settle for. So mid-teens come tomorrow. Winds anywhere out of the east, anywhere from 15 to 25K. So 14 Wednesday, 10 on Thursday, and the prospect of some showers at about a 30-40, the high end, maybe a 50% chance, but similar to what we saw today. 14 Friday, 22 Saturday, 25 Sunday, 20 Monday, 21 Tuesday. Michaela, lovely weather. Back to you for Agriculture News.
Well, class was in session today, but not in its usual place. Gerard Lampow finds out why safety on the farm is a critical part of our food story.
So when the drain starts to flow out, it pulls the body and it takes it down with it.
The annual Farm Safety Day is on again at the Lloydminster exhibition. Grade 4 kids from around the Midwest region learn a whole lot about our food story, but especially about staying safe on the farm, and in particular, safety where grain bins are concerned.
The numbers are rising instead of lowering. We have work to do. We have a lot of work to do to make sure that we're educating not only ourselves, but the next generations to come. And this is what we're doing here today. We have to rely on our students to not only educate themselves to be safe, but hopefully take this message home
In Canada in 2015, there were 34 grain-related deaths. In 2017, that number rose to 56. Also presenting to the kids was Chuck Manley, who works with balers at Agland. He has had several personal experiences when it comes to farming accidents.
I've had some clothing tangled up in a moving belt on an auger, ripped the coat right off of me. Thank God I was strong enough and the belt popped off.
Manley takes the kids through a demonstration of what could happen if you get caught in this baler. Thankfully, this is just Billy the dummy, but the point is not lost on these grade 4s.
Don't mess with tractors or play around tractors because you will end up dead.
Gerard Lampow, Newcap News.